Health CS Mutahi Kagwe has put in place a team to lead efforts to review the operations of medical equipment leased to counties. The project that was meant to improve access to innovative medical technology and equipment across the countries. The new team is expected to review the challenges affecting the implementation and also ensure that all other factors necessary for the successful implementation of the project are addressed. Well, as you're all aware, it has been a day of nerve-wracking arguments by senior councils and councils representing the two sides of Nairobi Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko as well as the County Assembly. The Senate has reconvened. We want to hear from our reporter who is on the ground, Gladys Mungai. She's been tracking the happenings there. Gladys, it's good to see you. Bring us to speed with the latest. Gladys, can you see me? Can you hear me? Bring us to speed with the latest.
Coming to you live from the Senate of Kenya. This is the second day and the last day of the hearing into the investigation of the impeachment of the Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko. This is a sitting that has started since 9 a.m. in the morning, where the senators sought to hear from the legal team of the Governor Mike Sonko in regards to the charges that have been leveled against the governor. You remember that on December 3rd, 88 members of the County Assembly of Nairobi voted to impeach the governor, and that necessitated the sitting of the Senate, which has been hearing this matter in plenary. And yesterday we got to hear from the members of the County Assembly through their legal team that was led by lawyer Njiru Ndegwa, and today they're still seeking to have their status quo remain. And we also had to hear from the Senate, the legal team representing the governor for Nairobi County, which is mainly today was their day to get to quash the status quo of the impeachment of the governor. And the governor was put to task to explain, among other charges, the travel of his daughter to a foreign country. Members of the County Assembly claiming that the county government indeed did pay for that trip. There has been a bone of contention in regards to the amount of monies that are said to have been used during that trip, staggering to about millions of shillings. But the governor told the Senate that the amount in question is just 2.6 million shillings, and indeed that the county government didn't pay for that trip per se, but the county government did indeed pay for matters to do with air travel. There are a lot of grounds under which the senators will be voting upon, and among them is abuse of office, as well as gross violation of the Constitution of Kenya, and gross misconduct, and also matters to do with national laws. And under any
December 2020, the Nairobi City County Assembly approved a motion for the removal from office by impeachment of the Honorable Mike Mbuvi Sonko, Governor of Nairobi City County. And further, whereas by letter reference number NCCA SPK 12/12/2021, dated Friday 4th December 2020, and received in the office of Speaker of the Senate on Friday 4th December 2020. The Speaker of the County Assembly of Nairobi City informed the Speaker of the Senate of the approval of the motion by County Assembly, and further forwarded to the Speaker of the Senate documents in evidence of the proceedings of the Assembly. And whereas, pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the County Governments Act 2012, Standing Order number 75 of the Senate heard the County Assembly on grounds of removal from office by impeachment of the governor. And further, whereas, pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the County Government Act 2012 and Standing Order number 75, the Senate also had the governor of the Nairobi City County on the grounds of removal from office by impeachment of the governor. Now, therefore, pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the County Governments Act 2012 and Standing Order number 75, the Senate resolves to remove from office by impeachment the Honorable Mike Mbuvi Sonko, the Governor of Nairobi City County, on the following charges. 1. Gross violation of the Constitution or any other law. 2. Abuse of office. 3. Gross misconduct. And 4. Crimes under national law. Thank you, Mr.
Second.
Next order.
Order number 4, motion, proposed removal from office by impeachment of the Governor of Nairobi City County.
Leader of majority.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move the following motion. That whereas pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution and Section 33 of the County Governments Act 2012, on Wednesday, 3rd December 2020, the Nairobi City County Assembly approved a motion for the removal from office by impeachment of the Honorable Mike Mbuvi Sonko, Government of Nairobi City County. And further whereas by letter, reference number NCCA/SPK/12/2021, dated Friday, 4th December 2020, and received in the office of the Speaker of the Senate on Friday, 4th December 2020. The Speaker of the County Assembly of Nairobi City informed the Speaker of the Senate of the approval of the motion by a County Assembly and further forwarded to the Speaker of the Senate documents in evidence of the proceedings of the Assembly. And whereas pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the County Governments Act 2012, and Standing Order 75 of the Senate had the County Assembly on the grounds of removal from office of the by impeachment of the Governor. And further, whereas pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the County Governments Act 2012, and Standing Order number 75, the Senate also heard the Governor for Nairobi City County on grounds of removal from office by impeachment of the Governor. Now, therefore, pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the County Governments Act 2012, and Standing Order number 75, the Senate resolves to remove from office by impeachment the Honorable Mike Mbuvi Sonko, the Governor of Nairobi City County, on the following charges. 1. Gross violation of the Constitution or any other law. 2. Abuse of office. 3. Gross misconduct. And 4. Crimes under national law. Mr. Speaker, the matters here are straightforward. It is a constitutional duty of this Senate to take up this matter. We shall neither shy from it nor be intimidated. We must move in this direction and make decisions. Mr. Speaker, we have heard evidences the last 2 days. We have listened. In your own words, Mr. Speaker, you called it some boring session. It will be boring, but we heard. And I want to thank, Mr. Speaker, members, all the senators. The numbers proved to you, Mr. Speaker, that senators paid keen attention to the presentations on both sides. And everybody has been given a chance to be heard. And so, Mr. Speaker, this is a time of reckoning. And I'd like to ask members, you have heard, you made a decision, and now the time has come to put it to a vote. And I want to encourage members, please, this is your duty, and you must act. I want to thank everybody and thank the chairman, the Speaker for the way that you conducted this business. Mr. Speaker, I think we may have to reconsider certain things about how we run this business, but here is a time that will come. I will not take long, Mr. Speaker. I'm going to move and ask the leader of the minority to second. I beg to move. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I'd ask that order be kept while we are having the proceedings. As you know, there are senators upstanding.
Honestly, take your seat, sir.
And that is not allowed at all. Mr. Speaker, strictly speaking, I have 1 hour to second the motion, but being cognizant of the importance of this motion, I beg to second. And Mr. Speaker, I want just to make the following remarks. The question of removal is not a question that can be made by any one single senator, but on account of the aggregate vote of all the senators as an expression of the resolution of the Senate. Mr. Speaker, I want to place before you certain matters which are in the Constitution to draw a contradistinction. And if the Attorney General Emeritus and the judge...
Order, Senators. Emeritus.
Emeritus and the judge.
Let's make it easy for him to second them.
The judge is on his feet and he's supposed to be judge. Yeah, I don't know how he's going to judge. Now, Mr. Speaker, this is probably the only power under the Constitution that has remained intact throughout our constitutional dispensation. Is a power which is so onerous that, Mr. Speaker, I believe that any time we are faced with an impeachment, we should give the whole country the feeling that anybody who appears before the Senate is assured not only of justice being rendered, but even in terms of our conduct, justice will not only be done, but would be manifestly be seen to be done. And that goes not just from what we say as a Senate, collectively as individually, but even as the way we conduct ourselves during such proceedings. And Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to, for the purposes of seconding this motion, draw to the attention of the Senate two issues. One, the principles of how impeachment is to be carried out and the standard of proof that is required in an impeachment is now a matter which has been well settled by the courts in the various decisions that have been made here. And I would plead to the Senate also to be consistent. There was a time, Mr. Speaker, when I tried to urge the Senate that is very important under the principle of legality and committee of institutions, that we should respect what the courts do in as much as what we want the courts to do. I think there's a matter which is still a matter of debate. We seem to be shifting goalposts. In other matters that I remember in the Samboja case, people were saying we should never be compelled to obey court orders. And in these particular proceedings, we are being urged that this matter is before the court and therefore we should not be in a position to deal with it. But having said that, I want the Senate to look at Article 99 of the Constitution in relation to disqualification of members. When you are charged in a criminal court and you are convicted, you cannot be removed as a member of this House, because the Constitution says that, and this is Article 99, sub-article 2H, that you must have been found in accordance with any law to have misused or abused a state office or public office, or in any way to have contravened Chapter 6 of the Constitution. That is why it is possible for a member of Parliament who has been convicted of an offense can continue to be a member of the House until the appeal process is exhausted. And I think we have examples in the county, in the National Assembly. But when it comes to the removal of a county governor, the words there are very different in contradistinction to what is contained in Article 99. And, Mr. Speaker, it says the following, and I read Article 181 of Article 1. A county governor may be removed from office on any of the following grounds. It does not say to have been found. It says on any of the following grounds. Then when you go to Article 1B, it says where there are serious reasons to believe, not to have been found. There are reasons to believe. And of those people who have read the American Constitution and the impeachment processes in the United States of America, and a lot of jurisprudence on this, they are saying this was the instrumentality of Parliament to control those who would act in abuse of power, that if they waited for court processes, that undermining of the authority of delegated authority from the sovereign authority, which is the people, would have to wait until the 5 years or 4 years of tenure is over. So, Mr. Speaker, what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is the standard of proof is very different, and as the courts have borne out in the many appeals that we have been referred to. But the finding as to whether there has been a violation of the impugned conduct as stated in the Article 181 of the Constitution is really a political question. But we have to have a threshold because they are set out in the Constitution. But in my view, it's still a political question. It's a political question. So at the end of the day, Mr. Speaker, all that I want to say in conclusion is that this is a very important instrument that is donated only to this House. And my fear is, Mr. Speaker, and we must revise these rules. We must look at the Act again. My belief is that so far we have not given the solemnity to this process, because imagine the next time probably is the President of the Republic of Kenya that we are impeaching, contrary to the mandate they are given to the people by the people of Kenya. Everybody in the world will be watching us. It may be the governor now, but if it was the President of the Republic of Kenya, the whole country will be watching. And Mr. Speaker, therefore, I believe that we must revise the rules. We must amend the County Governments Act in relation to the impeachment. And I want to persuade the House that a committee process probably is better. In the United States of America, they did not have a provision for the committee system. What they have in the law is actually plenary, but they have found out over time that plenary doesn't really work. It doesn't do justice to the grounds and the seriousness of the grounds which normally those who have been impeached face. So, Mr. Speaker, with those remarks, I beg to second. Thank you.
Honorable Senators, I now propose the question, which is that whereas pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution and Section 33 of the County Government Act 2012, on Wednesday, 3rd December 2020, the Nairobi City County Assembly approved a motion for the removal from office by impeachment of the Honorable Mike Mbuvi Songo, Governor of Nairobi City County. And further, whereas by letter reference number NCCA/SPK/12/2021, dated Friday, 4th December 2020, and received in the office of the Speaker of the Senate on Friday, 4th December 2020, the Speaker of the County Assembly of Nairobi City informed the Speaker of the Senate of the approval of the motion by the County Assembly, and further forwarded to the Speaker of the Senate documents in evidence of the proceedings of the Assembly. And whereas pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the County Government Act 2012 and Standing Order 75 of the Senate had the County Assembly on the grounds of removal from office by impeachment of the governor. And further, whereas pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the County Government Act 2012 and Standing Order number 75, the Senate also had the governor for Nairobi City County on the grounds of removal from office by impeachment of the governor. Now, therefore, pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 333 of the County Government Act 2012 and Standing Order 75, the Senate resolves to remove from office by impeachment the Honorable Mike Mbuvi Songo, the Governor of Nairobi City County, on the following grounds. Charges: 1, gross violation of the Constitution or any other law. 2, abuse of office. 3, gross misconduct. And 4, crimes under national law. What's your point of order? Who is it? Okay, Senator Sakaja. Yeah, I've finished. What's your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, sir, I stand under Standing Order 106 on limitation of debate, which clearly says that the Senate may, on a motion made by any senator in accordance with the standing order, impose a limit in respect of debate or any particular motion or bill by allocating a limited period of time for such debate or by limiting the time during which senators may speak in such debate or by imposing such limitations. Mr. Speaker, Standing Order number 106(2) clearly says that such a motion may be moved without notice. I beg to move this motion, Mr. Speaker, that this debate be limited to 3 minutes per speaker, Mr. Speaker, so that, Mr. Speaker, we save time. Mr. Speaker, I want to call upon Senator George Khaniri to second this motion. Thank you.
So we have to speak on this motion. Yeah, seconded. Therefore, I'll just give 3 minutes. Senator Sakaja.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to...
Senator Kindiki Kidure.
I'm not the Speaker.
Yes.
You have to call.
Give him the mic. No one is giving him the mic. Mr. Speaker, sir.
Okay, yeah.
The Senator for Kakamega County has moved a procedural motion, and properly so, which has been seconded by the Senator for Vihiga County. However, Mr. Speaker, sir, with tremendous humility, I believe that the Speaker of the House must take a vote, a viva voce vote, to ascertain whether that motion has been passed before we can progress. Because I am of the opinion, Mr. Speaker, that talking about removing of a governor is not a small matter. As many senators as possible should be able to speak for at least 5 minutes, to at least to say something. Minimum 3 minutes. By the time one rises up, time will be over. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm begging. But if it is the opinion that we do 3 minutes by majority, I'll abide by the decision of the House.
Okay. A motion has been proposed to limit the time of the motion and seconded. Now I propose the question, which is that the time for this motion be limited to 3 minutes. As many are of that opinion, say aye. Aye. As many are of contrary view, say nay. The ayes have it. Senator Sakaja.
Mr. Speaker, I seek your indulgence, Mr. Speaker. I know members want us to dispense with this matter quickly, but as a senator representing Nairobi, I would kindly ask that I beg your indulgence that I speak for 5, or 6, Mr. Speaker, kindly.
Okay, 5.
Thank you. Senator Ridama is saying 10. I don't need 10. Mr. Speaker, as I speak to this motion, Mr. Speaker, kindly advise senators not to address me, to address you. You're asking a point of order to the Speaker, not to me. And unless you're given, I keep speaking. Mr. Speaker, in speaking to this motion...
What's your point of order, Senator Murkomen?
Mr. Speaker, there is a tradition which has been established in this House. First of all, Mr. Speaker, I know I cannot raise a point of order against you, but you only proposed the question, you didn't put the question on the time we are supposed to debate here. So just that's out of procedure, but that's water under the bridge. The real tradition that has been established in this House from the time impeachment started is that the senator of the county where the governor is from speaks last, Mr. Speaker. And it's a tradition that has been established because he speaks last, and generally there's always an indulgence to give him more time. And there's a reason why he should speak last, is so that then he can sum up everything, Mr. Speaker. And you know, generally there was a tradition. So I want to beg my friend Senator Johnson Sakaja, if he can wait for the other members to contribute first, so that then we can follow.
Okay, Senator Sakaja, is that okay?
Mr. Speaker, I acknowledge tradition. These are House of Rules and tradition. I have much to say. I will abide and speak last, but I hope that what I wanted to say will not be clouded by what members say. But I urge that even if I speak last, you still give me an extension of time when I speak, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, Senator Isaac Mwaura.
Sorry, Mr. Speaker, you caught me off guard. I still thought I wanted to listen to Senator Sakaja. But I want to really say that this whole process of impeachment is a far much better, improved version than the way in which we impeached the governor for Kiambu, Ferdinand Waitito. I think I saw a lot of civility from the senators and also the cross-examination from the council. And that is something very commendable, Mr. Speaker. But I also want to say that we really need an impeachment procedure law so that we are very clear that it is not whimsically possible to just make a determination as to whether we really have a case for a plenary or for the committee based on maybe what may have happened by a certain committee or certain persuasions of the moment. But Mr. Speaker, having said that, it is my opinion that indeed, yes, the governor has a case to answer. I think I was moved personally by the charges against him, especially around gross misconduct, issues to do with variation of tenders, and this a topic I keep on talking about called development corruption, where you use development money meant to help the poor Kenyans, you divert them by compromising on the standards of that project so that then those monies end up in people's pockets. It was clearly demonstrated to us by the county assembly that a lot of monies were actually diverted from a stadium project, and further, quite poignantly and sad, that monies meant for bursaries have actually been diverted to pay lawyers. And you know, this is a very clear conduit for self-enrichment of legal fees that would not otherwise be quantifiable. I don't know, Mr. Speaker, whether it is the amount of English, and today we've had a lot of it, that then would amount to the hundreds of million shillings that have been diverted. And Mr. Speaker, now that I can see the yellow line, I want to say that really we owe it to this country to have governors having the highest threshold of decorum We want people who, when they look at their TVs, at our TVs, they will see that these are honorable people who have been elected to office to serve. And in my opinion, Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko has not presented himself in such a manner. I think he's a very good example of someone who, in my opinion, who should not have even been elected to the office of the governor of Nairobi. And I so ask that this honorable house do make its considered opinion so that we...
Senator Olekino.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to oppose this motion with the following reasons. Mr. Speaker, I've sat here for the last 2 days, listened very carefully to the allegations by the County Assembly, and in my view, which I wish to convince my colleague within 3 minutes, those allegations have not been substantiated. Mr. Speaker, sir, we were told that money was diverted, bursary money was diverted to pay for lawyers, to pay for other services. But the evidence which was presented by the county governor spoke differently. Mr. Speaker, we were given documents from Central Bank that showed that that was stopped. Mr. Speaker, sir, what happens? Normally, when you're processing a payment, it leaves IFMIS and it goes to IB. At the end of a financial year, if that money has not cleared from IB or internet banking, it goes back into the county revenue fund. Mr. Speaker, sir, with my 2 minutes left, the issues that we have been entertained here with revolve around 3 particular issues. One, Article number 187, 2A and B. And this is a matter that this House must sit seriously and consider. Because when it says that arrangements shall be made to fund transferred services, it does not say the national government should put together a legal framework to transfer those services. This is a threat to devolution, and we must be alive to that. The second issue, Mr. Speaker, has got to do with the relationship of the Treasury, the County Assembly, the County Executive, and this new entity called NMS. Mr. Speaker, sir, we will be violating Article 219 if we agree with the County Assembly that, yes, NMS should get money directly from the Exchequer. Mr. Speaker, sir, I have 50 seconds. I want to beseech you, my brothers and sisters. This is a very tough time for devolution. If we agree to violate Article 187, 2A and B, and Article 219 of the Constitution, we will be doing us a disservice. In the last few seconds, Mr. Speaker, sir, I'd like to end with a quote from the Bible, Proverbs 12:22. It says, lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who deal truthfully are his delight. I wish to beseech you to deal fruitfully and truthfully. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Cheriot. It's not there. Senator Langat Christopher.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this chance also to say something. I want to oppose this particular motion deeply. One is because of procedure. The fact that if we are not careful as the House, I want to say that the irregularities that are happening in the county assemblies are likely to translate to this particular House, Mr. Speaker, sir. And I want to say it was not very clear up to this particular time if the threshold was made clearly in the county assemblies. And I want to say that unless we are careful, sooner or later, this particular House will be converted by the MCAs as a lynching ground to the governors. Governors are now under fear. They fear a lot. They fear their MCAs. And they fear that they will be brought here to be lynched. So we need to protect devolution by actually, we may not actually, we may not be having substance on what actually the governor gave, but the procedure is faulty. You could see, and everybody even here, is not, it is not clear to all of us if those particular MCAs who are in Mombasa, if they actually voted, Mr. Speaker. So I want to say that the faulty process produces faulty results. And I want to say we must be careful on the procedures that are taking place in the county assembly, or we risk this house becoming a lynching ground for the MCAs actually who have got a lot of demands that are putting on the governors that are not realistic, and they cannot be actually accepted. So I want to beseech this house that if only we could send this particular case back to the MCAs so that the procedure be followed effectively, Mr. Speaker, we have got no problem with the results. But a faulty process also leads to a faulty results at the end of it. So I beg this particular house that we reconsider this matter with seriousness that it deserves as a way of protecting devolution. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Mogeni Eric Okongo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is the fourth impeachment we are doing in less than 3 years as senators. And I think for those who have served more than one term, there would even be more. Mr. Speaker, we are sitting as a jury, it's a judicial proceeding, as a court of law. It's important, Mr. Speaker, that in the eyes of anybody who comes before us, to see that not only has he or she been subjected to a process that is fair, but that he has also received justice. Mr. Speaker, the way we conduct these proceedings need to be reviewed going forward. Mr. Speaker, if you go to the United States of America, an impeachment of a president is done under serious investigation. I remember that during the impeachment of Richard Nixon, Hillary Clinton was one of the attorneys that were assisting with gathering evidence against the then sitting president. But as we speak here today, Mr. Speaker, you have seen that there are many instances where we are not able to get proper assistance from advocates who appear for the respective parties. We asked issues touching on whether orders were served. We were trying to get proper records from the assembly. We were told we ought to have summoned the clerk to appear before us to give us further evidence. Mr. Speaker, we really must put in place a body that should review the way we conduct this inquiry, so that parties and Kenyans in general can have confidence. Mr. Speaker, this is like when you face an election petition. When you have received the mandate of the people to be their leader, and you are taken to an election petition court, you expect fairness and you expect justice, and the verdict that is passed against you should be one that enjoys the confidence of the people that voted for you. But in conclusion, Mr. Speaker, our governors must also know, going forward, that if you violate our constitution, or if you violate...
The Senate, they're deliberating on the motion on whether to remove Nairobi Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko from office. It has been a day of charged engagements between councils representing both the Nairobi Governor as well as the County Assembly. Senators are now preparing to vote as to whether to adopt that motion or to deny it altogether. We'll be giving you more details and, of course, taking you back to the floor of the Senate once the voting exercise starts. But for now, let's continue with the bulletin. Chief Justice David Maraga has urged judicial officers to desist from corrupt practices and uphold the rule of law in the dispensation of justice. Speaking at the Mombasa Law Court during a farewell ceremony, Maraga said the judiciary is an independent institution which must uphold constitutionalism and bipartisanship in its rulings.
Chief Justice David Maraga says corruption remains one of the biggest challenges facing the dispensation of justice and overall development in the country.
I want to appeal to my colleagues, the judges and magistrates. Please stand firm in the defense of the rule of law and do your part in the fight against corruption. Stand up for what is right. Forget about the threats that come from those people who are opposing what we are doing. I can assure you that when we do the right thing and we are threatened, the Kenyans will rise in our defense.
The outgoing president of the Supreme Court has challenged the judiciary to rise above partisan interests and ensure it keeps the wheels of justice rolling.
Apart from physical infrastructure and reducing the distance between the courts and the people we serve, the judiciary has put in place many other innovations and channels to enhance access to justice. In July this year, in the midst of this pandemic, we managed to start the e-filing system for the courts in Nairobi and its environs. In a few weeks, the system will be rolled out to all other parts of the regions in the country, and Mombasa will be among the first ones where e-filing will be implemented outside Nairobi.
Maraga, who will retire in January 2021, said he leaves behind an innovative judiciary, one that has learned how to leverage on information and communication technology to expedite justice.
The JSC is in the process of recruiting technical teams to fill the current and the potential capacity gaps, and we shall make great progress in a few weeks, if not a month or so. I want to urge you to invest in a stable and reliable internet connectivity in order to facilitate seamless filing at your end. In many cases, you find advocates who do not have reliable connectivity, and the uploading of documents into the system takes forever, leading to frustrations and complaints.
The judiciary has been forced to turn to ICT as a means of stemming the spread of COVID-19 within the corridors of justice. Reporting for Channel 1 News from Mombasa County, I'm Michael Mondiga.
And still on the corridors of justice, the 5-judge bench is to rule on whether they will recuse themselves from cases challenging the advisory by Chief Justice David Maraga to the President to dissolve Parliament. This is after a preliminary objection was raised, seeking to have the judges removed from hearing the cases.
The 5-judge bench comprising of Justice Lydia Achode, George Odunga, James Makau, Anthony Ndungu and Pauline Nyamwea are set to give a ruling on whether they will continue to hear a case challenging an advisory by the Chief Justice David Maraga to the President to dissolve Parliament. The bench directed all parties to file their submissions in 3 days and those willing to respond to do so in 2 weeks. The ruling is scheduled for the 18th of February 2021. Meanwhile, the President will remain part of the respondents in a case involving the failed appointment of the 41 judges. A 3-judge bench comprising of Justice George Dulu, Justice William Musyoka and Justice James Wakiaga ruled that cited that although he enjoys immunity, it does not bar him from participating in a civil or constitutional matter. The case will be mentioned on the 8th of February 2021. In the meantime, former Tetu Member of Parliament Ndungu Githinji has been charged with intent to deceive by forging minutes of a meeting of Kihingo Village Waridi Gardens Management One Limited on the 21st of November 2018. Appearing virtually before Chief Magistrate Martha Mutuku, Githinji denied the charges and was released on a cash bail of 20,000 shillings with an alternative bond of 100,000 shillings. 5 witnesses will testify in the case set to be mentioned in January 18th, 2021. Finally, Justice Mbogoli Msaga has allowed an application dated 30th of July 2020 to have the directors of Amaco disclose the assets of Amaco within 14 days from Wednesday, failure to which they'll be ordered to pay the balance of the amount 13 million shillings to Mama Ryle Memorial Foundation. For Channel 1 News, I'm Serafina Robe.
The Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2020 seeks to ensure equitable opportunities for all Kenyans to benefit from economic growth in a comprehensive, fair and sustainable manner. In tonight's segment of the Constitutional Review, our political reporter Kevin Washira looks at Article 11A, which seeks to promote productivity through protection of intellectual property rights, investment and sustainable sources of livelihood.
Proponents of the Building Bridges initiative want Parliament to enact legislation to give full effect to Article 11A, which seeks to ensure shared prosperity in the country. The Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2020 provides that the state shall promote productivity through the protection of intellectual rights, investment, enterprise, and industrialization for sustainable economic development. The amendment calls on Parliament to enact legislation that will guide the state in promoting sustainable sources of livelihood, including agriculture, pastoralism, and the blue economy. If passed by Parliament, the amendment will ensure the promotion of an economic system that supports small and micro enterprises and an infrastructure that supports the digital economy, as well as application of science and technology in the production system. Kevin Washira, Channel 1 News.
When the world changed, it made us go back to the simple joys and love the little things even more, like serving up your best, eating together, and sharing more. Now, we'll take nothing for granted and always remember to taste the simple joys. Enjoy the magic of Christmas with Coca-Cola.
Ni mimi. Ulitoa pikipiki? Mlitani sitaomoka. Ni yako. Hii nduti ni yangu. Niliwahi pale Quickbit. Quickbit? Quickbit imekuja kusaidia wananchi kama sisi. Nilinunua 399 shillings juu nilikuwa the lowest unique bidder. 399 shillings. Quickbit shilingi moja unaweza nunua free. Shilingi mbili unaweza nunua micro. Shilingi tano unaweza nunua hata gari. So tupeleke huko hata mtu aende huko.
Jiunga na Quickbit ni rahisi. Enda kwenye M-Pesa, bonyeza paybill kisha weka business number 4032353. Kwenye account weka kodi ya bidhaa unayotaka na bidi yako ya chini zaidi. Kwa mfano TV 16. Kisha weka shilingi 20 tu kama idadi yako. Weka bidi yako pia kwenye www.quickbit.co.ke. Kumbuka, bidi ya chini zaidi ya kipekee ndio ununua. Quickbit, bidhaa bora kwa bei ya chini.
Hey, holidays. What a time. Ever just look. Hey, Daddy. Hey, I tell you. Drama lives here. How am I, Junior? You never know what they're learning.
Choose DSTV for only 3,999 Kenya shillings, includes HD decoder and dish kit. Whatever your Christmas, it's your moment.
And this festive season, itakuwa nzuri zaidi.
Jumapili hii kwenye runinga ya KBC, ungana naye Askofu Michael Wanderi wa kanisa la Christian Foundation Fellowship Kiambu kuanzia saa 1 hadi saa 2 asubuhi.
Ningetaka nikwambie, our Jehovah God, because the Bible says he is the same yesterday, today and forevermore. He is able to take you to a place of abundance. He is able to take you to Rehoboth in the name of Jesus Christ.
Kipindi ni neno la neema, ukiletewa naye Askofu Michael Wanderi wa kanisa la Christian Foundation Fellowship Kiambu. Usikose.
Welcome back. Time now to have a look at the latest from the world of business. Pharmaceutical companies want a one-year moratorium before the proposed minimum tax law comes into effect in January 2021. Federation of Kenya Pharmaceutical Chair Rohin Vohra has told the House Committee on Finance and National Planning any additional tax in the short term may affect the production of protective personnel equipment, which is a key in fighting the spread of COVID-19.
Companies are asking the government to share the introduction of minimum tax that will see even loss-making companies pay corporate tax at a rate of 1% on their gross turnover. Players in the private sector want the minimum tax to be levied on companies that have posted losses for 3 years consecutively.
At the heart of it, the problem with minimum tax and the construction of minimum tax, at the heart of it, it is not a tax on income. Income is gains or profits that you make. At the heart of it, it is just a levy on your top amount, which is then masquerading as an income tax. And that's where the problems then start.
E-commerce firms took issue with the proposal, saying the sector need to be exempted from the proposed tax, as online firms need at least 12 years to break even, and any additional taxes will drive them out of business.
Sector that we need to be keen on. It is a sector that is going to create a lot of employment opportunities. Earlier on, we were also talking about what alternative solutions can we give to government. We believe that this is a sector that it works very closely with government because it has quite a number of SMEs in the...
KEPSA says the minimum tax will reverse gains made in ease of doing business in the country, making it less attractive to foreign investors.
We want to drive more businesses out of the market, and we don't want to discourage new ones who want to come in, because in effect what that will do is the few remaining businesses will continue being overtaxed to fill the gap that the government is currently experiencing. So in summary, our proposal would be we look at alternative ways, perhaps more efficient revenue collection to bridge the gap.
On their part, pharmaceuticals say the tax increase will be counterproductive in making PPEs available to Kenyans, as many industries in the sector will struggle due to the high operational costs.
And keep medicines and vaccines at zero rated. So all medicaments and vaccines of HS code 3003 and 3004, we are recommending them to be moved back to the zero rating status.
However, a section of MPs called for a uniform implementation of the minimum tax after a section of stakeholders proposed some critical sectors and SMEs to be exempted from the proposed tax increase.
Which are the players that where should we apply this minimum tax? Because all of you are presenting that it should be exempted. And of course, you are giving certain peculiar reasons. So where should we apply this minimum tax?
Benson Driopa reporting for Channel 1 Business.
There will be no charge for person-to-person transfers of up to 100 shillings to any customer and network from the 1st of January 2021. The Central Bank of Kenya, in its review of the emergency measures it put in place on March 16th this year to facilitate the increased use of mobile money transactions instead of cash due to COVID-19, will now allow the current emergency measures to expire on December 31st this year, and in its place introduce revised pricing structures from January next year.
According to statistics by the Central Bank of Kenya, the monthly volume of person-to-person transactions increased by 87% between February and October 2020. Over this period, the volume of transactions below 1,000 shillings increased by 114%, while 2.8 million additional customers are using mobile money. Business-related transactions also recorded significant growth over the same period. CBK has reviewed the emergency measures with the objective of consolidating the gains made so far and also facilitate a transition towards sustainable growth of the mobile money ecosystem. In a statement, CBK has directed that from January 1st, 2021, among others, no charges are for transfers between mobile money wallets and bank accounts. Further, to facilitate the integration of savings and credit societies, SACCOs, with mobile money, SACCOs, regulated by the SACCO Societies Regulatory Authority, SASRA, may levy a charge for transfers between SACCO accounts and mobile money wallets. The market regulator now says it has developed these principles to be carried out on a gradual basis in conjunction with service providers. Alan Aoko, Channel 1 Business.
And a section of farmers that belong to the Kenya tea sector lobby group want court cases filed against the tea bill that was passed by Parliament last week dropped, urging President Uhuru Kenyatta to assent to the bill. The farmers say reforms presented in the bill will greatly improve the welfare of tea farmers across the country.
An agitated lot of tea farmers. Their pleas concerning the hotly contested tea bill. The National Assembly earlier in December passed the much-awaited tea bill, which will see the revival of the Tea Board of Kenya and adoption of the new regulations to govern the cartel-soaked sector.
The reason the farmers want to go to the Senate is to tell the senators who they elected that this bill is in the interest of the farmers and it's not in the interest of the cartels.
The tea bill, sponsored at the Senate by Kericho Senator Aaron Cheruiyot, if passed, will see tea brokers, buyers and auction organizers ensure that the proceeds from the sale of tea is paid within 14 days, and the factory will now pay 50% of receipt of the sales to the farmers. This will mean that Kenya Tea Development Agency, which has been holding a huge chunk of the proceeds for a year, will no longer have access to the tea billions, since the money will now be controlled at the factory level. The balance of the money will be paid at the end of the financial year. This has seen KTDA move to court, something a section of the tea growers are now protesting.
Tunaenda kuambia mahakama na tuambie KTDA hawatatumia pesa tena ya wakulima majani chai. Kwa sababu KTDA haina majani chai, majani ni yetu. Kwa hivyo tunataka kuhimiza kama sisi wakulima majani chai, hiyo makesi yote waondoe kotini, kwa sababu wanatumia milioni 200 kupea mawakili na kupea majanji.
Hawana budi ila tu ni kuondoa hiyo makesi, kwa sababu wenye chai ndiye anaongea. Wao wenyewe sio wenye chai. Hawa wakulima ndiye wenye chai. Na kwa hivyo lazima waondoe hiyo makesi.
The farmers decry what they term as the proliferation of shadowy figures that want to maintain a status quo that will see their revenues taken away from them, and now are calling on the head of state to intervene.
Presidenti wetu hiyo mambo imepitishwa, akipelekewa aweke sahihi, na hao wenye wamekula hiyo pesa wote wafanyiwe audit, ndio corruption Kenya iishe. Juu imeanzia kutoka KTDA, kutoka wapi, hapa Kenya tumeumia sana wakulima.
Management agents will no longer enter into an agreement with the tea factory without the approval of the agreement by the tea board if the bill is assented by the president. KTDA has previously been accused of taking powers to the factory boards and running the farmers' companies by entering into opaque agreements.
The lot you see behind me are farmers who say that they have been disenfranchised in the tea business, and they say if the court cases are not withdrawn within 7 days, they will come back and insist. Without any pay, they will continue with their protests. Alan Oko reporting for Channel on Business in Nairobi.
Now, still on farming, facing dwindling returns from Miraa, farmers in Meru County have been forced to rethink their future without the famous herb. After the United Kingdom and Somalia, two of Kenya's biggest Miraa markets, banned the crop years ago, many farmers have diversified into sunflower farming, which has a shorter maturity period and fetches better yields.
In Igembe North, the former green farms are now teeming with yellow flowers from blooming sunflower fields. After years of uncertainty due to export bans placed on cart by key export markets, farmers in Meru County have found a new hobby in sunflower farming.
It has been a project that has really helped me as a youth. I planted my crop in October, and I believe in 3 months' time, that December, I'll be harvesting my crop.
Through support from Bidco Africa and Pan-African Climate Justice Alliance, the venture seeks to mobilize farmers in the Miraa growing zones to do sunflower farming as a complementary venture.
We started by mobilizing the farmers who are the registered, then we issued them with the seeds. Kutoka wakadima, na unaona, we were telling them that the crop is drought resistant. They approved it, it is drought resistant, it is fast growing. Shida ya wakulima most of the time ni soko. lakini hii ukulima wetu hii watunjiniwe tena, uko na rent market.
Pasja says the agribusiness project will help in building the resilience of smallholder farmers against the twin challenge of climate change and COVID-19 through investment and promotion of drought-resistant crops.
So it's a climate resilient project, and this is what we are calling locally led climate action. You can see we are not starting from Nairobi. We are not starting from African Union and quarters in Addis Ababa. We are not starting from New York in the UN. We are starting from local level.
Bidco, on the other hand, says the manufacturer is targeting more than 3,000 farmers in semi-arid parts of Igembe to raise production of sunflower to meet its demand of 10,000 metric tons for sunflower oil production.
In 1 acre, we expect to get 1,000 kilograms in terms of output. Yeah, so in terms of management practices, is cost effective. You use very little cash in terms of labor and or other requirements.
Mithika says the sunflower farming project, dubbed Tujiinue, addresses most of the farmers' challenges as it is drought-resistant and has a guaranteed market from the manufacturer. This will support farmers to supplement their food, nutrition and financial sources.
West Pokot County plans to boost its dairy production through the distribution of pedigree dairy cows at a cost of 10 million shillings to local farmers. The county, through its Department of Agriculture, is set to complete the distribution of the high-yield bulls to crossbreed with indigenous cows to boost production.
West Pokot County is looking to scale up the production of dairy milk by changing the animal breeds from the traditional Zebu to high-yield breeds such as Frisian and Ganzi. The county government has embarked on a 10 million shillings project that will see pedigree dairy bulls distributed to farmers around the county.
Leo tumeleta ng'ombe ya hali ya juu dume, selected from very high breed mashamba ya ADC. So we work with Pokot County government, works in collaboration with Agricultural Development Corporation for national government. Na ndume ambayo umeona sasa tumenunua zaidi ya karibu ndume 200. The first one to be delivered karibu 70 sasa. Tunashukisha malori yanakuja na mmejionea breed.
Officials say the area produces milk with high butter content whose market demand is high. The county plans to construct a milk processing plant through which value addition will increase farmers' pay.
West Pokot has decided, and we have purpose, to move to very high dairy and quality meat as well for the lowlands. So hii dairy bulls tumelete, tumeongeza pia na AI services, tabadilisha ng'ombe ya West Pokot County.
Na la mwisho ni kuhimiza pia research institutions kama Kaldo na wengine pia wakuje, wasikae tu sehemu moja. Sehemu hii pia wakuja wafanye utafiti kwa njia mingi ili pia tupate kusaidia wakulima wetu.
The US has labeled Switzerland and Vietnam currency manipulators, accusing the countries of intervening to limit the rise of their currencies against the dollar. It says 10 other countries are also warrant monitoring, including China, Japan, South Korea and Germany. The US has further added Taiwan, Thailand and India to the watch list.
The United States says Vietnam wanted to keep the cost of its exports low, while Switzerland destinations was due to in part to its response to financial turmoil from the pandemic. Switzerland rejected the label, saying it remained willing to intervene more strongly in the market, while Vietnam did not comment. Elsewhere, 10 US states led by Texas are suing Google, accusing it of taking illegal steps to preserve its monopoly over the online advertising market. Their alleged moves include striking a deal with Facebook to manipulate online advertising auctions. Facebook declined to comment, while Google rejected the claims, saying it will be strongly defending itself in court. And aerospace giant Boeing is reportedly hiring 160 pilots to be embedded at airlines in a bid to help the 737 MAX return to smooth service. It says the new global engagement pilots will act as instructors or cockpit observers on 35-day assignments. Qualifications being that pilots in the program must have 1,000 hours of instructor experience and no incidents, accidents, losses or violations, and be licensed on the 737 and other Boeing jetliners. Finally, Bitcoin has hit a new all-time high, breaking through $20,000 mark. The volatile virtual currency has gained more than 170% this year amid stock market turmoil. On Wednesday, Bitcoin jumped 4.5% to as much as $20,440, buoyed by demand from large investors keen on its potential for quick profits. There is also expectations that it may gain more widespread traction as a payment method from the likes of Starbucks and Microsoft. But it has been a bumpy ride for the investors, with the cryptocurrency passing the $19,000 mark in November before dropping sharply. Bitcoin is widely traded much like real currencies such as the pound and the US dollar. But it also has growing support as a form of payment, with PayPal among the most recent adopters of digital currencies.
Time now for sports news. The stalemate between Zoo Kericho FC and the Football Kenya Federation may soon be resolved, with a mention of their case at the Sports Tribunal set to be heard on the 22nd of this month. Zoo Kericho have petitioned Football Kenya Federation's decision to lock them out of the 2020-2021 Premier League season after they failed to sign the TV rights agreement between FKF and StarTimes. Zoo was among 4 clubs that did not sign the agreement, granting StarTimes the sole right to cover the Premier League, with the others Gor Mahia, Mathare United and Ulinzi Stars. So far, 3 rounds of matches, Zoo and Mathare are the only clubs that are yet to take part in the 2020-2021 season, with Gor Mahia having played 2 matches and Ulinzi Stars 1. Well, this is where we put a full stop on Business Inside today. Definitely, you know what's happening in Senate. This is where the Senate is voting on a motion to impeach Nairobi Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko or to allow him to complete his term. That decision will be announced from the Senate floor. Remember, the weather report is also coming up next. And after that, we'll take you to the floor of the Senate, where that process is currently underway. Thereafter, we'll be having Inside the Government if time allows. But in case it doesn't, next week is also a Thursday. My name is O'Brien Kimani. Always a pleasure to have you. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of the program. Bye for now.
Tonight, rainfall is expected in areas of the coast and the western regions. Dry weather conditions dominate the rest of the country, with Eldoret being the coldest, temperatures dropping to 10 degrees Celsius over there. Good evening, my name is Yusuf Farah. Time now for your Channel 1 weather updates. Tomorrow morning, sunny intervals will be dominating areas of the northeastern region all the way to the central of the country, areas of the capital city and its environs, and the same will be experienced in areas of Kisumu, Kitale and Eldoret, all the way to Lodwar. Mombasa will be having showers accompanied by sunny intervals. The rest of the coastal region will be having sunny intervals. Let's now take a look at the afternoon. Kisii, Kericho and Narok will be having showers accompanied by thunderstorms. The coastal region continues to have sunny intervals, and the same in the northeastern region, Lake Turkana basins and areas covering the borders of Kenya and South Sudan. As far as the temperatures are concerned, highs of 37 in Mandera and lows of 26, Marsabit 27, lows of 19, and the capital city, highs of 26 and lows of 16. On that note, I complete your local weather forecast. The international weather forecast is coming up in a few. Make a date with me tomorrow, same time, same place, only on Channel 1. Until then, good night, take care of yourselves and each other.
The frontier for the economic development of this continent is Nairobi. And that is why the issues of Nairobi must be taken seriously, and we must look at them keenly. Mr. Speaker, I acknowledge, and I want to say in front of everyone, because, Mr. Speaker, I always put my cards on the table. Since 2017, of course, we campaigned together with the governor. We worked together initially. And of course, I think it is not lost to anyone that we've also had our run-ins. We've not seen eye to eye on a number of issues. And Mr. Speaker, I insisted that every time I've brought a question of oversight, it has not been about personal interest, it has not been about political contest, it's about the interests of the people of Nairobi, and I continue to do that. Mr. Speaker, when the governor's impeachment came, many people, including media houses, MCAs, different actors, asked me to comment about it, but I believe in grace, such that it is wrong to kick someone when he's down. And that is why I have resisted to gleefully dance on anybody's grave. I've resisted the urge to celebrate, but to empathize with the people of Nairobi. And it is for that reason, Mr. Speaker, that for the last 2 days, and in fact for the last months that he's been going through this, I have offered an ear to him, and I have offered an ear also to those who accuse him. Because at the end of the day, Mr. Speaker, I am the father of devolution in this country. I am the senator of Nairobi. Whichever way it goes, the Senate will speak. And when the Senate speaks, that voice will be heard. I see the need for leadership at this time. Because, Mr. Speaker, I will have to, as a senator, in case this Senate decides to impeach the governor of Nairobi, Mr. Speaker, we will need to provide leadership because it will be uncertain times. In case this House does not impeach the governor, there is need for reconciliation. Mr. Speaker, when I look at the gallery, I feel bad. Because on one side, I see MCAs opposed to the governor. On another side, I see MCAs supporting the governor. We have all been elected by the same people. If we keep playing to the parochial politics of political, whatever it may be, the person who suffers is that woman in Mutwini, it is that cobbler in Kayole, it is that common person who we fight for every day in this house. And so we need to be reconciled. And that role must still be played. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to urge my colleagues, as you make your decision, which will be respected, let us look at the depth of the issues. Let us look at justice, let us look at truth, and let us look at the best interest of the county of Nairobi. And, Mr. Speaker, we shall abide by the decision that is made. Even once it is made, Mr. Speaker, I will still urge this House to give clarity to the issues of intergovernmental transfers. Because, Mr. Speaker, I supported the transfer functions, and I still support it, because at that point, we know what the court said about a governor facing charges. There is a need for that clarity as to how we actualize, whether it is the NMS or whatever other entity. And whoever becomes governor of Nairobi in 2022 or later, or whenever, or even next, will have the same challenges. When Governor Kidero was governor, myself and Governor Sonko said things about him that he is going through today. This city cannot be about individuals. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank Senator Orengo and Senator Mutula and Senator Wetangula, because they stood with me. When BBI document was released, the functions of Nairobi had been transferred permanently away from Nairobi. Mr. Speaker, we pleaded with the President and with the former Prime Minister and these three members of mine, Mr. Speaker, and I thank them, and the people of Nairobi, thank you. At that time, I fought alone. My MPs didn't support that. They said no comma should be changed, no full stop. But I said the person in Nairobi, Article 1 says that the sovereign power is with the people and it's exercised at the national level and at the county level. The people of Nairobi are going to be disenfranchised not to exercise that power at the county level. I'm glad that the document that we have now, Nairobi remains a county. As I conclude, I want to give Nairobians hope. I know Francis Bacon once said that hope is a bad breakfast but a good supper. But I want to give the people of Nairobi and the people of Kenya hope that Nairobi can work as a county. Nairobi can thrive as a county. And when Nairobi works, all of your counties will be able to work. Please support Nairobi County. And to the governor of Nairobi, my friend, whom we've had a love-hate relationship, I don't know where the scales lie, whether it is more love or more hate. But Mr. Speaker, he's a brother. I want to give him the words of William Penn. No throne, no thorns, no throne. No cross, no crown. No girl, no glory. Senators, make a judicious decision. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, honorable senators. Honorable Senator, order. I still have a long list of senators who want to speak. I know we are elected to speak, but we must come to a close. All of you who are listed here have at least said something between yesterday and today. I seek your indulgence that I now put the question, which is that I now order Senator Omanga. I'm on my feet. I now put the question, which is that the mover be called to reply. Okay. It's a procedural motion, but will as many of that opinion say aye? Aye. As many of the contrary of you say nay? The ayes have it.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to reply, or I beg to reply. Mr. Speaker, there isn't much I can add. We've had a good 2 days. We've had the brilliance of lawyers speak to each other in arguments and counter-arguments. Members have been given opportunities to make this judgment. The time of reckoning has come. I just want to thank you, Speaker, for steering this House very well during the last 2 days. I must congratulate you for that. And many times we urge you to be strong and to be firm. And I want to thank these members. Mr. Speaker, the members have played out their role as senators, and I want to say thank you to all parties. And now, whatever you heard the last 2 days, you formed an opinion, put it to a vote. Mr. Speaker, I beg to reply.
Honorable Senators, I now put the question, which is that whereas pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution and Section 33 of the County Government Act 2020 on Wednesday, 3rd December 2020, the Nairobi City County Assembly approved a motion for the removal from office by impeachment of the Honorable Mike Mbuvi Songo, Governor of Nairobi City County. And further, whereas by letter reference number NCCA 1/SPK/12/2021, dated Friday, 4th December 2020, and received in the office of the Speaker of the Senate on Friday, 4th December 2020, the Speaker of the County Assembly of Nairobi City informed the Speaker of the Senate of the approval of the motion by the County Assembly, and further forwarded to the Speaker of the Senate documents in evidence of the proceedings of the Assembly. And whereas pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the County Government Act 2020 and Standing Order 75 of the Senate had the County Assembly on the grounds of removal from office by impeachment of the Governor. And further, whereas pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the County Government Act 2012 and Standing Order number 75, the Senate also had the Governor for Nairobi City County on the grounds of removal from office by impeachment of the Governor. Now, therefore, pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the County Government Act 2012 and Standing Order 75, the Senate resolves to remove from office by impeachment the Honorable Mike Mbuvi Songo, the Governor of Nairobi City County, on the following charges: 1, gross violation of the Constitution or any other law; 2, abuse of office; 3, gross misconduct; and 4, crimes under national law. Like I guided earlier, we'll vote on each charge, and therefore direct that the bell be rung for 2 minutes. Division, Millicent. Let's get the tellers. You know what? Okay, take your seats, members. Take your seats so that we... Take your seats so that we start voting. Okay, order, senators. This is a matter affecting counties and therefore it's by delegation, just for the record. Yeah. Okay, clerk, take your seats. The clerk, let's go.
This is a vote on charge number 1, gross violation of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, the County Governments Act 2012, the Public Procurement and Disposal Act 2015, and the Public Finance Management Act 2012. Roll call. Adan Dulo Fatuma, Isiolo County. No.
Yeah, I think we did agree that it's 1-1 for clarity here.
Adan Dulo Fatuma, Isiolo County.
I vote yes.
Ali Abdullahi Ibrahim, Wajir County. On record, please.
Okay, I vote yes.
Boy Isa Juma, Kwale County.
I vote yes.
Cherarke Samson Kiprotich, Nandi County.
I vote no.
Cheriot Aaron Kipkirui, Kericho County.
I vote no.
Haji Mohamed Yusuf, Garissa County.
It's not there. It's not there. And there was even a letter.
Hagura Godana, Marsabit County.
I vote yes.
Imana Malakai Charles Sekal, Turkana County.
I vote no.
Kajwang Moses Otieno, Homa Bay County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Kamar Margaret Jebkoech, Wasingishu County.
I vote yes.
Kangata Irongo, Moranga County.
I vote yes.
Haniri George, Vihiga County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Kibiru Charles Robinson, Kirinyaga County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Kihika Susan Wakarura, Nakuru County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Kimani Wamatangi Paul, Kiambu County.
I vote yes.
Kindiki Kithure, Tharakanithi County.
I vote no.
Kirenyaga Ephraim Mwangi Maina, Nyeri County.
I vote yes, Mr. Speaker.
Langat Christopher Andrew, Bomet County.
I vote no. Senator Manga, why don't you take your seat? You know, social distancing and we have enough tellers.
Leleguel Tumbesi, Samburu County.
I vote no.
Linturi Franklin Mithika, Meru County.
I vote no.
Loitiptip Anwar, Lamu County.
I vote no.
Mazayo Stewart Mwachiru, Kilifi County.
I vote yes.
Mahamud Mohamed Maalim, Mandera County.
I vote no.
Malala Cleophas Wahungu, Kakamega County.
I vote yes.
Mbito Michael Malinga, Trans Nzoia County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Mbogo George Ochilo Ayako, Migori County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Mogeni Eric Okongo, Nyamira County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Moi Gideon Kipsielei Towet, Baringo County.
I vote yes.
Mpayei Philip Salau, Kajiado County.
I vote no.
Murkomen Onesimus Kipchumba, Elgeyo Marakwet County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Mutula Kilonzo Jr., Makueni County.
I abstain.
Mwangi Paul Githiomi, Nyandarua County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Mwaruma Jones Mwashushe, Taita Taveta County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Mwenye Haji Mohamed Faki, Mombasa County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Nderito John Kenywa, Laikipia County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Ndwiga Peter Njeru, Embu County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Olekina Ledama, Narok County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Ongeri Samson Kegengo, Kisii County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Orengo James, Siaya County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Outa Frederick Otieno, Kisumu County.
I vote yes.
Fogisio Samuel Losuron, West Pokot County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Sakaja Johnson Arthur, Nairobi County.
Mr. Speaker, I abstain.
Wako Sitwila Emos, Busia County. On mic.
I vote yes.
Wambua Enoch Kio, Kitui County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Wario Golich Juma, Tana River County.
Mr. Speaker, ninapiga kura hapana ama la.
Wetangula Moses Masika, Bungoma County.
Mike, I vote yes.
Go to the next one.
Okay, order, senators. We have to move with speed. Take your seats. Take your seats. Next charge. Let's move with speed. Clerk.
This is charge 2. Honorable Senators, charge 2, abuse of office. Senator Adan Dulo Fatuma, Isiolo County.
I vote yes.
Senator Ali Abdullahi Ibrahim, Wajir County.
Senator Ali, let's listen so that let's listen so that we move with the speed. Senator who? Ali.
I vote yes.
Senator Boy Isa Juma, Kwale County.
I vote yes.
Senator Cherarke Samson Kiprotich, Nandi County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Senator Cheriot Aaron Kipkirui, Kericho County.
I vote no.
Senator Haji Mohamed Yusuf, Garissa County. Senator Hargura Godana, Marsabit County.
The mic. I vote yes.
Senator Imana Malakai Charles Ekal, Turkana County.
I vote no.
Senator Kajuang Moses Otieno, Homa Bay County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Kamar Margaret Jepkoech, Wasingishu County.
I vote yes.
Senator Kangata Irongo, Moranga County.
I vote yes.
Senator Haniri George, Vihiga County.
Those giving the mic, please, Arakaro.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Kibiru Charles Robinson, Kirinyaga County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Kehika Susan Wakarura, Nakuru County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Senator Kimani Wamatangi Paul, Kiambu County.
I vote yes.
Senator Kindiki Kithure, Tharaka Nithi County.
I vote no.
Senator Kirinyaga Ephraim Mwangi Maina, Nyeri County.
This one?
I vote yes.
Senator Langat Christopher Andrew, Bomet County.
Mine is no.
Senator Lelegwe Ltumbesi, Samburu County.
I vote no.
Senator Linturi Franklin Mithika, Meru County.
I vote no.
Senator Loitiptip Anwar, Lamu County.
I vote no.
Senator Mazayo Stewart Mwachiru, Kilifi County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Mahamud Mohamed Maalim, Mandera County.
I vote no.
Senator Malala Cleophas Wahungu, Kakamega County.
I vote yes.
Senator Mbito Michael Malinga, Trans Nzoia County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Mbogo George Ochilo Ayako, Migori County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Mogeni Eric Okongo, Nyamira County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Moi Gideon Kipsielei Towet, Baringo County. Senator Mpaei Philip Salau, Kajiado County.
I vote no.
Senator Murkomen Onesimus Kipchumba, Elgeyo Marakwet County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr., Makueni County.
I abstain.
Senator Mwangi Paul Gedhiomi, Nyandarua County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Mwaruma Jones Mwashushe, Taita Taveta County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Mwinyi Haji Mohamed Faki, Mombasa County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Nderito John Kenywa, Laikipia County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Senator Ndwiga Peter Njeru, Embu County.
I vote yes.
Senator Olekina Ledama, Narok County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Senator Ongeri Samson Kegengo, Kisii County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Orengo James, Siaya County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Outa Frederick Otieno, Kisumu County.
I vote yes.
Senator Pogisio Samuel Losuron, West Pokot County.
I vote yes.
Senator Sakaja Johnson Arthur, Nairobi County.
Mr. Speaker, I abstain.
Senator Wako Situila Emos, Busia County.
I vote yes.
Senator Wambua Enoch Kio, Kitui County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Senator Wario Golich Juma, Tana River County.
No.
Senator Wetangula Moses Masika, Bungoma County.
Morgan, okay, I vote yes.
Yes, okay. We are voting on the third charge.
honorable senators, charge number 3.
Let's maintain order so that we finish fast. Excuse me. Whip, please. We are on the. Please take your seats. We have 2 charges to go. Okay, let's proceed, clerk.
Charge number 3, gross misconduct. Roll call. Senator Adan Dulo Fatuma, Isiolo County.
I vote yes.
Senator Ali Abdullahi Ibrahim, Wajir County.
Yes. I vote yes.
Senator Boy Isa Juma, Kwale County.
I vote yes.
Senator Gerard K. Samson Kiprotich, Nandi County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Senator Cheriot Aaron Kipkirui, Kericho County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Senator Haji Mohamed Yusuf, Garissa County. Senator Hargura Godana, Marsabit County.
I vote yes.
Senator Imana Malakai Charles Sekal, Turkana County.
I vote no.
Senator Kajuang Moses Otieno, Homa Bay County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Kamar Margaret Jebkoech, Uasin Gishu County.
I vote yes.
Senator Kangata Irongo, Moranga County.
I vote yes.
Senator Haniri George, Vihiga County.
I vote yes.
Senator Kibiru Charles Rubenson, Kirinyaga County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Kihika Susan Wakarura, Nakuru County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Senator Kimani Wamatangi Paul, Kiambu County.
I vote yes.
Senator Kindiki Kithure, Tharaka Nithi County.
I vote no.
Senator Kirenyaga Ephraim Mwangi Maina, Nyeri County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Langat Christopher Andrew, Bomet County.
Yes. I vote no.
Senator Lelegwel Tumbesi, Samburu County.
I vote no.
Senator Linturi Franklin Mithika, Meru County.
I vote no.
Senator Loitiptip Anwar, Lamu County.
I vote no.
Senator Mazayo Stewart Mwachiru, Kilifi County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Mahamud Mohamed Maalim, Mandera County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Senator Malala Cleophas Wahungu, Kakamega County.
I vote yes.
Senator Mbito Michael Malinga, Trans Nzoia County.
I vote yes.
Senator Mbogo George Ochilo Ayako, Migori County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Mogeni Eric Okongo, Nyamira County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Moi Gideon Kipsielei Towet, Baringo County.
I vote yes.
Senator Mpayei Philip Salau, Kajiado County.
I vote no.
Senator Murkomen Onesimus Kipchumba, Elgeyo Marakwet County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr., Makueni County.
I abstain.
Senator Mwangi Paul Gethiomi, Nyandarua County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Mwaruma Jones Mwashushe, Taita Taveta County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Mwinyi Haji Mohamed Faki, Mombasa County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Ndelito John Kenywa, Laikipia County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Senator Ndwiga Peter Njeru, Embu County.
I vote yes.
Senator Olekina Ledama, Narok County.
I vote no.
Senator Ongeri Samson Kegengo, Kisii County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Orengo James, Siaya County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Outa Frederick Otieno, Kisumu County.
I vote yes.
Senator Pogisio Samuel Losuron, West Pokot County.
I vote yes.
Senator Sakaja Johnson Arthur, Nairobi County.
I abstain.
Senator Wako Sitwila Amos, Busia County.
I vote yes.
Senator Wambua Enoch Kio, Kitui County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Senator Wario Golich Juma, Tana River County.
I vote no.
Senator Wetangula Moses Masika, Bungoma County.
I vote yes.
Okay, order senators. We are now going to the final vote.
Charge number 4.
Charge number 4.
Charge number 4, crimes under national law. Roll call vote. Senator Adan Dulo Fatuma, Isiolo County.
I vote yes.
Senator Ali Abdullahi Ibrahim, Wajir County.
I vote yes.
Senator Boy Isa Juma, Kwale County.
I vote yes.
Senator Gerard K. Samson Kiprotich, Nandi County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Senator Cheriot Aaron Kipkirui, Kericho County.
I vote no to impunity.
Senator Haji Mohamed Yusuf, Garissa County. Senator Hargura Godana, Marsabit County.
I vote yes.
Senator Imana Malakai Charles Ekal, Turkana County.
I vote no.
Senator Kajuang Moses Otieno, Homa Bay County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Kamar Margaret Jepkoech, Uasin Gishu County.
I vote yes.
Senator Kangata Irongo, Moranga County.
Vote yes.
Senator Haniri George, Vihiga County.
I vote yes.
Senator Kibiru Charles Robinson, Kirinyaga County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Kihika Susan Wakarura, Nakuru County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Senator Kimani Wamatangi Paul, Kiambu County.
I vote yes.
Senator Kindiki Kithure, Tharaka Nithi County.
I vote no.
Senator Kirinyaga Ephraim Mwangi Maina, Nyeri County.
Senator Ibrahim Maina.
Senator Langat Christopher Andrew, Bomet County.
I vote no.
Senator Lelegwel Tumbesi, Samburu County.
I vote no.
Senator Linturi Franklin Mithika, Meru County.
I vote no.
Senator Loitiptip Anwar, Lamu County.
I vote no.
Senator Matsayo Stewart Mwachiru, Kilifi County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Mahamud Mohamed Maalim, Mandera County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Senator Malala Cleophas Wahungu, Kakamega County.
I vote yes.
Senator Mbito Michael Malinga, Trans Nzoia County.
I vote yes.
Senator Mbogo George Ochilo Ayako, Migori County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Mogeni Eric Okongo, Nyamira County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Moi Gideon Kipsielei, Towet.
I vote yes.
Senator Mpayei Philip Salau, Kajiado County.
I vote no.
Senator Murkomen Onesimus Kipchumba, Elgeyo Marakwet County.
Senator Murkomen.
Mr. Speaker, in defense of devolution and in fight against impunity, I vote a big no.
Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr., Makueni County.
I abstain.
Senator Mwangi Paul Githiomi, Nyandarua County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Mwaruma Jones Mwashushe, Taita Taveta County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Mwenye Haji Mohamed Faki, Mombasa County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Nderito John Kenywa, Laikipia County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Senator Ndwiga Peter Njero, Embu County.
I vote yes.
Senator Olekina Ledama, Narok County.
Mr. Speaker, in defense of the Constitution of Kenya, devolution, I vote no.
Senator Ongeri Samson Kegengo, Kisii County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Orengo James, Siaya County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Outa Frederick Otieno, Kisumu County.
I vote yes.
Senator Pogisio Samuel Losuron, West Pokot County.
I vote yes.
Senator Sakaja Johnson Arthur, Nairobi County.
I abstain.
Senator Wambua Enoch Keyo, Kitui County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Senator Wako Sitwila Amos, Busia County.
I vote yes.
Senator Wario Golich Juma, Tana River County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote no.
Senator Wetangula Moses Masika, Bungoma County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Kerenyaga Ephraim Mwangi Maina, Nyeri County.
Dunia. Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Okay, order, senators. Order, senators. Take your seat, leader. Okay, honorable senators, this is a summary of the division of the results of the division. 1, gross violation of the Constitution or any other law. The ayes had 27, the nays had 16, abstentions 2, the ayes have it. Charge number 2, abuse of office. The ayes 27, the nays 16, abstentions 2, the ayes have it. On charge number 3, gross misconduct, the ayes have 27, the nays 16, abstentions 2, the ayes have it. Charge number 4, crimes under national law, the ayes 27, the nays 16, abstentions 2, the ayes have it. Honorable senators, the effect of the vote is that pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the County Government Act, and Standing Order number 75 of the Senate Standing Orders, Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko of Nairobi City County stands impeached. Honorable senators, having concluded the business of the day, it's now time to adjourn the House. The Senate therefore stands adjourned until Monday, 21st December 2020 at 2:30. There's a special sitting on Monday.
The gross violation of the Constitution and other laws, abuse of office, as well as gross misconduct and crimes under the national laws. Senators 27 voted yes, 16 voted no. 2 senators in each charge chose to abstain. According to the law, the Speaker of the Senate, Honorable Ken Lusaka, must by midnight of today gazette that particular impeachment of Nairobi Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko. This now permits the Speaker of the Nairobi County Assembly, that is Benson Mutura, to be in charge of county affairs. This is for a period of 60 days, after which the county government or the county of Nairobi is expected to go for elections to get to elect the governor for Nairobi County. And you'll understand, or you'll wonder what options the governor, the ousted governor for Nairobi County, Mike Mbuvi Sonko, has. And according to the law, he could go to the court in 14 days to get to quash the decision by the Senate. Alternatively, he could choose to vie in the next elections to get to ensure that he still gets to keep that particular position. That is the latest from the Senate of Kenya, the Senate confirming the impeachment of the governor for Nairobi County, and senators voting overwhelmingly to send the governor packing. Thank you very much for watching today's proceeding that began early in the morning around 9 a.m. 2 hours to midnight. It's 11:30 p.m. Thank you very much for watching. On behalf of those who made the broadcast possible, my name is Gladys Mungai. I'll now hand you over for our normal programming at the Broadcasting House.